evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome everyone here this evening for this special occasion for Aughavas GAA. We had a great year last year, winning the Junior Championship and making the Connacht Junior Final. So, without further ado, we're not going to make too many speeches yet, but just without further ado, we're just going to invite the Aughavas Junior Championship winning team of 2025 onto the stage here. So, take it away, David. Conor Canning, Declan Bruce, Liam McIntyre, Kieran Casey, Paul Bohan, Darren Shaw, Piers Kenny, Lionel Gale, Joey Carney, Colm O'Rourke, Phil Casey, Darren Shaw, Joey McBride, Colm McNamara, Shane O'Brien, Trevor Farley, Shane Shaw, Gary Mitchell, Conor Shaw, Sean McKiernan, Owen Kenny, Gavin Gillogly, Moss O'Brien, Ian McNamara, David Charles, manager team, Darren McCarthy, Gabriel Kyogan and Peter McBride. A big full bus for the Junior Championship winning team of 2025. First of all, I'd like to welcome everyone here tonight on this special occasion for the Aughavas GAA Club on the night of a presentation of medals to our Junior Championship winning team of 2025. I'd like to welcome all our special guests here tonight, Colm O'Rourke, his brother Pádraig, Declan Bohan from the County Board, the Chairman of the County Board, and all our club members and supporters here tonight as well. So we're just going to keep it going fairly quick. We're going to start off with asking our County Board Chairman, Declan Bohan, to come up and just say a few words on behalf of the County Board. So Declan, I just ask to say a few words. Thanks.
Aughavas GAA, I'm glad you emphasised a few words. I think you said it twice, so I'll take you literally because that's what you want to say. But anyway, first and foremost, I suppose I'd like to say it's a great pleasure for me to represent Leitrim GAA here in Arva and on the occasion of the presentation of the medals to your Junior A Championship winning team of 2025, which was a massive achievement for the club. Obviously, like championships, we were just chatting down there at the table, like championships, and it doesn't really matter what the level is. I know my own club, who hadn't won a championship in its own right with their first team from 1957, won the Junior Championship in Leitrim the year before you won it in 2024. And for that reason, you know, it obviously added great merit to the competition that, you know, a club could go that long. So for you, I know you won the Junior Championship back in, was it 2020, Ray? Was it? You won it 2019. Yeah, so you know, you've been thereabouts, you've been winning championships, you've won senior championships over the years, but to win a Junior Championship in the current climate is a significant achievement, and I congratulate you on what you've done in that, because we all know the challenges that are there for smaller rural clubs in terms of putting out teams and ensuring that you have the best possible quality on view in order to be competitive and whatnot, and you've achieved that. And in saying that, you're doing excellent work on your coaching structures at all underage levels, obviously with the help of Carrigaline, where you amalgamated St. Joseph's in the independent team structure. And that's bringing some great footballers through to represent the very, very proud parish that is Aughavas in championship and adult football. So what I would like to obviously highlight the fact here that you've produced quality players that are currently playing with Leitrim. Ian McNamara, wherever you're in, I saw you earlier, you're here. Ian is starring currently with the Leitrim Seniors and the Leitrim Under-20s, and Joey McBride obviously joins him on the Under-20 teams, and I think Aaron Gillogly is on the minor team. So you're shooting above the levels that are required to provide players for various county teams across the board. So I'd like to congratulate you on that and thank you for that on behalf of Leitrim GAA. So would you give those young lads, please, a big round of applause for the sacrifices and the effort they made. So I'd also like to congratulate and thank Ray for the efforts that he's chairman of your club, but being chairman of the club is not just a single fixture. Ray has been helping out with our academies over the last number of years and is a current selector with the Leitrim minor team. So, you know, he's a busy man, and fair dues to him for taking on the role of chairperson. And I'd also like to recognise and acknowledge what Jerry Gallopi, your former chairperson, most recent, who chaired you to the championship, decided to cash in his chips and is still, you know, available to do a bit of refereeing, Jerry, I would presume. Yeah, no better man. No better man than Jerry. Yeah, and Vincent and Ray have done refereeing, and hopefully will continue to take up the whistle again this year, because refereeing is becoming one of the major challenges and all that type of thing. But I'm sure when the championship comes around, you'll be available to help us out. But I'd like to congratulate your club, first and foremost, on winning the Leitrim Junior Championship in 2025. You're right to celebrate it. It deserves to be celebrated, and I hope you have a great night in your celebrating of that significant achievement. And you can reflect back on a year in which you got as far as the common final at intermediate level, or at junior level, I should say, which was a significant achievement. I know it didn't work out for you on the day, but you gave a very good account of yourselves. And you're now preparing for the Intermediate Championship in 2026 by playing Division 1 football in Leitrim, which is again a huge, significant achievement. I know it'll be challenging for you, but I wish you the very best of luck in that, and look forward to see how you get on in this year's 2026 Intermediate Football Championship. So enjoy the rest of your night, and thank you very much again for inviting me.
So, thanks so much to Declan. Anyone that doesn't know Declan, that from the outside looking in, you mightn't know him, but you might think Declan just in as chairman of the county board for 3 or 4 or 5 years, and he's gone, you never see him again. Declan Board has been involved with the county board for decades and decades, and even when he leaves from the chairperson position, I'm sure he'll still be involved. So knowledge is nothing to Declan Bohan as far as the GAA is concerned. So if you have any queries about the rules of the GAA or this, that and the other, that's the man to ask. So Declan, you have been brilliant for Leitrim GAA over the years, and I'm sure down the line you'll be the same again. So thanks so much to Declan for coming on board for us. So now just moving on to just the guest of honour tonight. I suppose it's common knowledge at this stage that this man is here at the minute. So ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to introduce tonight's guest of honour. Born in Aughavas, his family moved to Screen, County Meath. Before his departure, he spent a few years in Rossum National School. He first appeared at underage level for the Screen club before winning 2 county senior championship medals at senior level in 1992 and 93. Before this, in 1979, he won a Secreton Cup medal at UCD. He played with Meath minors and under-21s. He made his Meath senior debut in the 1975-76 National League. He won back-to-back All-Ireland's medals in 1987 and 1988. He won 5 Leinster medals, 3 National League medals, 3 All-Stars, and was named Footballer of the Year in 1991. He played his last game for Meath in 1995. In retirement from playing, he combined his teaching career with a new position as a sports broadcaster. He spent over 25 years as an analyst on the Sunday game. He also managed Meath's senior team between 2022 and 2024 and writes a weekly column for the Sunday Independent. A big stat is he scored a massive 16 goals and 105 points, and he probably doesn't even know this himself. He scored that in between Leinster Championship and All-Ireland serious games. Remember, there was no round robin that time, it was just knockout, so that's some achievement. His son Shane also played with Meath, as well as his nephew Paddy. For years he has been a member and former manager of Simon Sound Gales teams at all levels, including senior. So actually when I rang him there about a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, he was coming from minor training, so fair play to him, he's still at it, so it's great to see. I suppose Meath's gain has been Aughavas and Leitrim's loss, so I suppose we'll never know what it might have been. His brothers played with Aughavas and Leitrim winning senior championship medals. His brother Horik is also here tonight. and he was a part of the 1966 Aughavas Senior Championship winning team. So Pádraig, you are very welcome to our big night out. So without further ado, please give a huge Aughavas welcome to one of our own, Colm O'Rourke. So now we'll just get Colm to say a few words again. So thanks, Colm.
Thank you for the introduction. And I just say I'm delighted to be here. When I was asked would I be available to come down, I was supposed to be minding 4 grandchildren this evening, and I thought this was a better gig. So I had to farm them out for the night. Anyway, I thought it was an honour to be asked, and it's a privilege to be here. Obviously, we left Aughavas actually 60 years ago this year, on Good Friday. I think it was the 8th or the 10th of April in 1966. I was a young fella at the time, I wasn't 9 years of age. Obviously, we were going to Rossin School, Terry close by. We went to Mass in Rossin. My father was very heavily involved actually in the building of the church in Rossin. So I was a bit disappointed when we won't even go to pray anymore in it. But Terry's going to keep it open anyway. I thought it would make a good snooker hall if you had nothing else. Anyway, before we left, obviously there was 12 of us in the family. I had 7 brothers and 4 sisters, and I was the second youngest. Fergus was the oldest, he's passed away. He was playing with Aughavas and Leitrim at the time, and he won a senior championship in 1963, and Pádraig, who's here with me tonight, he was on the team that won the championship in 1966. So those are strong bonds for Aughavas, so there was no problem coming here tonight. In fact, when I went to school in St. Pat's in Leven, for PE at the time, we didn't have all the fancy jerseys. I had an Aughavas jersey. I think Fergus must have stolen it after one of the championship wins. So I had one of the green and white jerseys. It was one of the first jerseys that I had. So they are all the sort of bonds. I suppose the circumstances had to be different. I'd have ended up playing with Aughavas and maybe with Leitrim. But circumstances were different, and I suppose I was probably fortunate insofar as we landed in Meath and ended up on a very good team, and we had a lot of success for a period of time in the 80s. So I was lucky in that regard. Obviously, in our family, all my brothers, apart from Kevin and myself, who were the 2 youngest, 6 older brothers had played with Aughavas. So, again, that link was there. In 1966, Aughavas were in an under-16 championship final, and 3 of our lads, Kieran, Mel and Aidan, were playing on the team that won an under-16 championship. I think there was a bit of controversy over it against Ballinadlera, I think it was. A final had to be stopped prematurely due to bad light or something like that, or the ref was locked in the boot of the car, some minor setback like that anyway. But I can quite recall my father having to drive back down. We were living in Leitrim at the time, or living in Meath, and driving back down for the replay. And for the championship campaign in 1966, Pádraig and Fergus, and I think Phelan was involved with the team as well, they used to head off on Sundays at different times from Meath back down to Leitrim to play with Aughavas. Subsequent to that, of course, everybody started to play with Screen, where we were then living, and Screen were, and still is, one of the most prominent senior clubs in Meath. It has an unusual record in that Screen have had unbroken service at senior level since 1937, which is a fair record for a rural club. It'll be this very similar club to Aughavas, obviously a bit bigger population, but to remain a senior club for 89 years without break is a fair achievement for any club. And we have had our share of ups and downs and bad times. We got to a lot of championship finals in the 80s, and first five senior championship finals that I played in the screen, we lost them all. So that was a bit of a setback. Then we won 2, and then we were going for 3 in a row and lost that. So Screen have been consistent at getting to finals, not very good at winning them, unfortunately. So that's the record. Then obviously playing with Meath, people, when you give out a record of something of winning All Irelands and, you know, winning Leinster championships and winning leagues and things, reminded me of Anton O'Toole. One day we were at the races in Leopardstown and a fella came up to him, Anton O'Toole, who passed away, was a brilliant Dublin footballer, and but he was a very quiet, shy, reserved type of man. And this fella coming up to him and he was saying, "Oh, Anton O'Toole, you've done this and you won All Irelands and you won All Stars." And Anton O'Toole eventually got fed up with him and he said, "So fucking what?" And, you know, that's it with records to an extent. You know, you just play at the time. If you're lucky enough to win things, great. It doesn't really change you. I suppose one of the biggest, what I would think is an achievement anyway, was winning, strangely enough, my people might say, was managing Simonstown to win their first senior championship. And the reason I've been involved in Simonstown, my son Shane played with Simonstown. I live in Navan, and the club we were part of was Simonstown, which was the poor club of Navan compared to Navan O'Mahony's, who have won the most senior championships. So for a club to come up from junior to intermediate and then to finally win a senior championship, I would regard that maybe above the achievements of playing myself. I think primarily because most of the lads, I've had them in underage teams at every level. Started off with them at under 8, and most of them were still involved, come up the whole way, and then we won a senior championship. There's something very nice about that. And also, I suppose, winning we won 3 All Irelands with St Pat's and Navan. They were just as important as anything else. So football and the GAA has been good to me and to my family, and we've never lost sight of where we came from. We were farmers, like a lot of people in Corriga and Roston. We had land in Corriga, land in Drummondbowen, so that's where we came from. We were bogmen, and we're still bogmen, and we never lost sight of that. And I think it's always a healthy thing when people understand what they are and what they came from. So it's great to be here tonight. I was looking at the VT there, and there was a couple of things that struck me. I think it was Pierce Kenny, was it, set a record of hopping the ball 4 times in a row. 3. I think it was 5, but anyway. His father hopped a few balls too, but he never managed to catch them on the way. And the fact that he was jumping for them with Mary Lou puts him in a very poor position. Anyway, I also liked your right corner forward. All good corner forwards are left-footed. So, is it Mr. Short, is it? Or Mr. Long? So he was one of the stars. But I was also talking to, is it Niall McCabe out there? Niall McCabe is telling me he's going to be a footballer this year. And a few lads came along when he was was out there and heard him saying that, and I couldn't understand the fella around the place laughing at this. So I asked him, was part of his quest to being a footballer, was he going to give up drink, and he turned white immediately. The prospect of that didn't seem to go down very well at all, but I suppose we can hope for the best with him. As well as that, he needs to get a different type of a haircut if he's going to be a A fella like him, if he came out like that in Carrick or Ballinamore, he'd be more liable to be arrested, I'd say, rather than not to play football. But anyway, Pádraig Kelmel and I, we went down to the final in Carrick, the Connacht final. We had decided we'd come down, we were hoping that we could support Aughavas, not just to a Leitrim title, but a Connacht title. Wouldn't that have been a fantastic achievement? But still in all, winning a junior championship, when you're part of a club, it doesn't matter whether it's junior, intermediate or senior. It means the same to the people. And now you're intermediate and you're on the way up, and in Division 1 of the league, in along with all the top teams. I hear that you were beaten last week by Sean O'Heston, so there's no shame in that. You have to be ambitious. The ambition now has to be to stay in Division 1 of the league and to win the intermediate championship. If you have a good group of young players, and we saw them in Carrick that day, I was taken by the age profile of the team. It should be a team that gets a lot better. I know there are difficulties and there are serious challenges for rural clubs, particularly in the west of Ireland, with employment and falling birth rates and a lot of things, and clubs are going to find it difficult to survive. But Aughavas have now an opportunity. You must seize that opportunity. They don't come often. I played for Meath for 20 years, and I thought it was about 3 weeks ago since I started playing. It goes that quick, and you must make the best of every game and every year, and you don't look back with regrets and say, you know, we should have done this and we should have done that and we should have been better, and if this fella had to show up for training, and if somebody else was a bit more committed, and these are the excuses. And what great teams, the one sort of thing that runs through them all the time, no matter what you're talking about, no matter what sport, is personal responsibility becomes key. That's what's the central thread of brilliant teams. Every single player takes responsibility for their own performance, and they don't blame anybody else. They don't blame the fella playing beside them, and they certainly don't blame the management. That's the sort of key to success of good teams. Now I think in Aughavas, every golden rule has exceptions. I certainly would blame any management team from Cavan. And then if you throw in a half-bred dub into the mix as well. That man used to deliver water to my house. Could you trust him to run a team? So, anyway, as I say, key to success from now on, be committed to your club. It's important. You are part of a community. Take responsibility for yourself. Don't blame others. And try to seize the opportunities in life. It's the same as work. It's the same as life itself. Take the chance, go for it, work hard, be dedicated, be committed, and hopefully this time next year we'll be coming back here and toasting you to success with the Intermediate Championship. I could think of nothing better to spend a Saturday night in March than doing something like that. Thank you very much for supporting me.
Okay, Colm. Thanks so much, Colm, for your brilliant words and great humour as well. I thought I had a bit of crack wrote down here, but for a long way to catch up on you, Colm, I'm afraid. So thanks again, Colm. Great words and great encouragement for the players in the future and the present as well. So thanks a million for that. We're going to move on now to presenting the medals to the players of the 25 championship winning team. We're just going to, Mary O'Brien is here behind me and Colm is here as well, just going to present the medals. So we're just going to take it one by one. So we're just going to start off with our keeper. Number 1 was Declan Brooks. So Declan stepped in the goals and Ross integrated and has turned into a fine keeper with great kick-outs and an excellent shot stopper. He has a bit of opposition now with Dara, but Declan loves the challenge. Coming from a great family who moved from Belfast years ago, now they've given so much back to the community. His dad Mark is a part of the executive. So put your hands together for Declan Brooks. Moving on to number 2, Gary Mitchell. So Gary, originally a forward, but Gabriel and the management team have turned him into an excellent cornerback, and I suppose that his claim to fame was scoring the winning point for Carrigal in the league game last year, in the last kick of the game. Don't know how he ended up there. His mum Mary is doing Trojan work with the club as children's officer, executive member and part of the dinner dance committee. So put your hands together again for Gary Mitchell. Number 4, Liam McIntyre. What can we say about Liam? An all-action cornerback and always given the job of marking the opposition marquee forwards. He done a brilliant job on Conor Gaffney in the final. He was part of the Leitrim under 20 squad in 2025. His sister Rachel is also a key member of the Leitrim ladies squad. So Liam McIntyre. So number 5, Éanna McNamara. Éanna didn't get a lot of football last year. He only played with the college, St Joseph's under 18s, under 20s, Aughavas seniors, Leitrim under 20s and Leitrim seniors. A great role model for any young player coming through. My introduction to the Leitrim Academy squads as a coach was in his first year with Leitrim under 15s, and he has moved the whole way up to senior and is now a regular, putting in a great display versus Longford in the second last National League game. He's also captain of the Leitrim under 20 squad, a serious athlete bombing from wing half back. So well done, Éanna. So next we have number 6, Paul Bohan. So Paul has been a great servant of the club, leading from the front. A no-nonsense defender, and since Gabriel came in as manager, he's coached him to kick the ball now. Prone to an odd foul, he thinks the refs have it in for him. On a serious note, he's been a brilliant leader and role model for the club going back over the last 17 years. So put your hands together for Paul Bowen. Number 7, Pearse Kenny. Pearse had a brilliant year at wing back, but in the final versus Riley at midfield, he nullified the threat of Peter Pryor. He has paced the burn and scored the decisive goal versus Riley. He's keeping the Aughavas tradition alive as a hurling hotspot of the county and part of the Leitrim hurling squad. So put your hands together for Pearse Kenny. Not a good start. So number 3, Fiorca Casey, we're after forgetting about you, unfortunately. So, just give me 1 second to get me a bit of paperwork here, ready? So Fiorca Casey, okay, sorry Fiorca. So number 3 is Fiorca Casey. Mr. Dependable. He's about 10 hands. Always gets a hand in and a forward's worst nightmare and an absolute gent off the field. He is under the new management turned into an excellent defender. He's part of the dream management team, another 11 along with myself. So Fiorca Casey. Apologies Fiorca. So number 8, Shane O'Brien. So Smile they call him. The gentle and smiling assassin has turned into a great midfielder, and his physicality is key to everything good that has happened to this team over the last 3 years. Only last Saturday, in his first ever league game in Division 1, he turned in a brilliant display, and there's lots more to come from Shane O'Brien. Number 9, Owen Kenny. Owen's still only a young man, but has been key to Aughavas for years. His work rate and honesty is massive, and turned in his best displays in the big games in the final and the game versus Carnacashton and Connacht Club. He's making great strides as a singer and songwriter. Due back with us after next weekend, no more than a lot of the lads he owes the club nothing. So, Owen Kenny. So James Canning is number 10. Now James can't be with us tonight, he's away on holidays. James turned in a great year again, much improved on game on game, and is key to everything good going forward. So James Canning. We might get Connor to collect his medal, Connor Canning. So maybe you could stay up here, Connor. So number 11 is Connor Canning. Connor is captain of the team and a real leader in a nice controlled manner, and so well respected by his teammates. His all-action approach with no fear has been instrumental in Aughavas' rise. He has played everywhere and has no issues doing a job for the team. So Connor Canning. So Connor, sorry, we'll just a few words for you here, Connor. Just a couple of questions for Connor here. Just Connor, what was it like to captain the lads to glory in Leitrim and then lead them to Connacht final?
I know it was some achievement now. To be fair, the lads now, you can't credit them anymore, but they put in a shift every game now.
So moving on to number 12, Colm McNamara. So Colm was in trouble early in the year with injury, missing a nice bit of the league. When he returned, he brought great energy and pace to our game, and great games, particularly later on in the championship when it mattered most. His work rate up and down the field is so important, and he's always there to support a teammate in trouble. So Colm McNamara. So moving on to number 13, Joey McBride. So Joey, in his first year playing adult football, was so key to getting us to Division 1 and winning the championship. His 2-pointers brought me back to my playing days in the series going forward. He's also been part of the Leitrim Under-20 set-up and had a great game last Wednesday versus Galway, and was part of the Leitrim schools team as well. So put your hands together for Joey McBride. So number 14, Adrian Short. Adrian had a great year at full forward, and anything that was asked of him, he always gave. Now operating at centre back, he's a key member of the team. Had a few serious injuries last year, but worked really hard to get back in shape and made a serious difference. Now in full training for the Belfast Marathon, he always gives it his all and has all the skills to match. He comes from a great footballing family as well. So Adrian Short. Number 15, Darren Short. So Darren, a brother of Adrian, has all the skills in the world. He was man of the match, in my opinion, in the junior final and in the Connacht game against Carnacashton in the semi-final. A great left foot, as Colm says. He's key to everything Aughavas do up front. He was part of the Leitrim Under-20 squad in 2025. So Darren Short. We're the only team in Ireland that's here without a sub-keeper, but we know number 16. But I suppose number 17 made up for that, he could cover every position. So Niall McCabe. So Niall is a serious talent, completely blighted by injury last year. He worked and worked to get back in contention and was key off the bench in all games. He's injury free now, but it's like having a new player now that he's back operating full forward. He's a bit shy in the field and doesn't go out of his way looking for trouble, but he'll come yet. He comes from a great footballing family in Ross and the McCabe's, and hopefully his father's ankle clears up for the junior second team. Number 18, another legend, David Charles. So David has been a great leader both on and off the field. Our oldest player in the squad, he played all the league and was key in our promotion to Division 1. He played every game at championship level at some stage and started against Carnacastle and scoring 1-1 on a historic day for the club. He's also part of this dinner dance committee and the club executive. I suppose his biggest feature is he can kick off either foot. And people often ask which is his better foot. Only David knows that. So now just David Charles. Now just a few little words for David. Okay, David, as a Trojan servant in the club, what keeps you going year on year that gives you the hunger to keep coming back?
Pints of Guinness, I suppose. No, I suppose, look, firstly, I still enjoy it, I suppose, is the main thing. I enjoy winning a game that you're probably not supposed to win, or that you could be the underdog. Even losing a game when the chips are down and you lose a game and it goes through your head for the next few days, and you think about it and you think about where you could have won it or where you could have lost it or where things went wrong. So it's those kind of aspects that keep you going, I think. And secondly, I would say probably the club. We've a great club here. We're a small club, very tight-knit club. As you can see, there's an old fella like me with all these young lads here. We still all get on. Look, I got to play with some great Aughavas teams over the years, and some great players. Some players that are probably the best players that Leitrim have ever seen, never mind Aughavas. So that was always a bonus. And then you have, like we also had some bad years. I remember the recession, and when we lost a lot of players, a lot of lads my age emigrated and went away. That was unfortunate at the time. The club went through tough times, but when you see these lads now, we've got some great players, great, energetic young lads that are determined, that are the reason we're here today, the reason we're back in Division 1 after 20 years. I came up in 03-04, we were Division 1, like I said, we had some tough years, we're back in it again, and it's down to these boys here. We're back in Division 1, and most likely we're going to be back here next March with Colm here.
What advice would you give to any young player coming into our senior panel in the next couple of years? And more importantly, what advice would you give to any young player contemplating giving up the game?
Well, I suppose like Colm says, any young player coming into a team, I would say, give it your best, work hard at it. The time absolutely flies. So put yourself in the best position that you can be as best as you possibly can while you're playing, because that's key nowadays in the modern game. You need to be strong, you need to be fit, you need to be fast. So put your best effort at it and get in there and make a name for yourself. In relation to players looking to walk away, I don't know, raise that question directed towards certain people here. Look, I suppose, when it's over, it's over. So, if you can stay injury free, if you can still enjoy it, and you still like going out and winning games, ball on. That's all I can say.
Thanks very much, David. A serious servant in the club over the years. Moving on to number 19, Eugene O'Rourke. So, no more than David Charles, Eugene was excellent in all the league games on our way to promotion. A real gent to train and a coach's joy to work with. Always gives it his all and keeps the game simple. And only last Saturday versus Ballamore he turned in a great display at wing back. So put your hands together for Eugene O'Rourke. Well done, Eugene, good stuff. So number 20, Shane Short. So Shane, another one of our more experienced players. Shane has been ever reliable at cornerback or wing back for years. He played all the league and was a valuable sub in the championship. He keeps coming back year on year and is back again this year. He's into the coaching now as he's the head coach of Mohill Vocational School first year team. So Shane Short. So number 21, Tomas O'Brien. Tomas came into the squad last year as a 17-year-old and improved so much game on game. He played at some stage in nearly every game. Played wing forward last Saturday, didn't look one bit out of place in Division 1. A brother of Shane, Tomas is definitely one for the future. So Tomas O'Brien. Number 22, Gavin Gallogley. So no more than Tomas O'Brien, Gavin came into the squad as a 17-year-old last year and started nearly all the league games and did really well. He's working really hard again this year and it's going to be a real option going forward. He'll have a big future in the green and white. His brother Aaron is part of the Leitrim minor squad and Jason is part of the Leitrim with the 15 squad. So Gavin Gallogley. So number 23, Trevor Farney. I think they call him T-Dog. Trevor has been lining out at first team since I think 2003. And if anyone in the room owes the club nothing, but then it's Trevor. An absolute gent, but when he's on the pitch, he's a different animal. He takes no prisoners and played in most games at some stage over the last year. He's nursing a shoulder injury at the moment, but hopes to be fit for round Aughavas on Saturday next. Again, Trevor comes from a great footballing family, the Farney family. So Trevor Farney. So 24, Joey Carney. So Joey, like most, played in most league games last year and was a key member of the squad. A great left foot, and an even better left foot than David Charles's. He played well at corner forward last week against Ballamore in Division 1. A great attitude both on and off the pitch. So Joey Carney. So 25 is Connor Short. So I suppose if we were given an award to the most improved player in the club, then Connor would be it. He played a lot of the Division 2 games last year and our second team in all the second team games. Was also St. Joseph under 18 team that won the league last year. Connor, brother of Darren and Mo Farah, Adrian, is one for the future. Number 26, Jeremy Casey. So, Jeremy's a deep, tough defender, and no more than his brother Fiacre always gets a hand in. This year he's put a serious effort into training in gym, and is just coming back from injury at the minute. Another man coming from a great footballing family, his father Peter and Uncle Willie, two nice, timid little players. Jeremy always dresses well for games, and I think Charlie McCabe might second me on this one, especially second team games. He landed to a game up in Gortetcha last year with a suit on him. That's on the morning. So number 27 is Sean McKiernan. So Sean has been a brilliant servant to the club over the years. He suffered a horrific injury versus Alan Gaze in the league last year, scoring a goal in the process. But like he's done for years, that didn't stop him, and he recovered to tug out in the county final and the 2 Connacht games. He's been a key member of the club for years, and he's now living up in Meath. He's playing his football with Trim. I think Colm O'Rourke said he drove by Screen to go to Trim, so they're not that happy, Sean. Sean, the very best of luck to you with our new club. You owe the club no more than a lot of lads here tonight, absolutely nothing, and we wish you the very best in your move. So Sean McKiernan. So number 28, Jordan Cadell. Now, obviously Jordan is with us tonight, so Jordan sustained a serious shoulder injury during the league last year against Annaduff, which ruled him out for the year, and is still unavailable through injury. He's a massive midfielder with loads of ability, and we will hopefully see him back in the green and white shortly. So put your hands together for Jordan Cadell. We'll actually just keep this medal here and get it to him. Number 29 is Francie Bohan. So obviously Francie's away, so Francie's one of our players currently abroad. He was home on a long holiday around championship time last year and trained with the lads and was very keen to tug out against neighbours to Riley for some reason. He's a good tight corner wing back and very good on the ball. We're hoping to see Francie home in the very near future. Francie is coming from another great footballing family, and I will actually call on Annette, his mother, just to take Connor's medal. So Annette Bohan. Again, another great footballing family. Both have given so much to the club over the years, and they're still doing it. So thanks so much to all the Bohan family. She's a Rossi fellow, unfortunately. They shopped her out. Oh my goodness. Alright, just the management team. We'll just finish off the management team. So we'll just start off with our selector, Peter McBride. So Peter has been part of Gabriel's management team for the last 3 years. He's very knowledgeable about the game and knows all about the opposition, which is key as well. He's always at training and is an avid Man United supporter, so I suppose nobody's perfect. So Peter McBride. Moving on to Darren McCarthy from Ballinagh. Darren came into the management team during the year and brought so much to the table. His coaching was different and the lads really bought into it. He has managed and coached in a lot of clubs, and I've heard nothing but great praise about regarding his coaching. He's now back with his native Ballinagh, and we all have asked wish him all the success in the world with them. We'll all miss his deep calving accent along the sidelines. So Darren McCarthy. Next, moving on to the manager of the team over the last 3 years, Brefni Arms. So, just on Gabriel came into the club 3 years ago when the team were not in a good place, in all honesty and on a serious note. So he, in all fairness, David Pettit came in for 1 year with them. They brought great belief, fitness and a bit of structure to the group of players. We started to win games we had no right to win. And even last year when we were down 7, 8 or 9 players during the league especially, we were beating the top teams in the county at Division 2 level. The lads really respect and trust everything he says. His no-nonsense approach, which is vital and leaves no stone unturned. He always gets the right people working alongside him, and everyone has a role. It's not too often a manager stays with any club for 4 years. Currently we have an Arva man, Richard Keith, in as coach, and he has been brilliant so far as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together again for Gabriel Keoghan. So that's the team and management. Their next award is we have an award for the Player of the Year. So I suppose everyone's wondering who has it. Nobody knows. Only myself here. This is the first time we had this award, and it was a tough decision to make for the delegates that was designed to put the name in place. But the Player of the Year, Aughavas Senior Team Player of the Year for 2025 is Liam McIntyre. Just a couple of questions for you, Liam. Seeing the boys wanted to talk. Liam, I know you had a savage year with Aughavas. What does winning this award mean to you?
It's a huge award to win for myself. Obviously, I'm not going to take all the praise. Myself, Gary and Fiacre there, I thought we had a great year. I thought the three of us really connected well in the full back line, and it's a very young team and there's lots of growth for the future, so it's just exciting to see where we can go.
Okay, well done, Liam McIntyre. Well deserved. Just a few quick thank yous to finish off. I'd just like to thank Keith Conifrey, just from the management team. Keith Conifrey came in as stats man and it's been brilliant. He's brought the word stats to a different level of the club, so thanks so much, Keith. I know you're still on board for the coming year, so just put your hands together for Keith Conifrey. Thanks to our two kitmen last year with Jerry Gillogly and Martin Cannon. It's a big job, especially on game days, looking after footballs, bibs, cones, etc. Especially when everyone else is getting carried away with the game, and especially when the game is over. So lads, thanks so much for that. I'd just like to finish off with Colm here. Just like to thank Colm for coming down here tonight. It means the world to us, and it means the world to the club and the people of Aughavas that such a man is an Aughavas man, and he's so much pride in the place that he came back here tonight and he talked with such passion about the club and about the people of Aughavas. So I just might ask our former chairman of the last 3 years, Jerry Gillogly, just step up and just a token of appreciation from the club, present these to Colm. So again, just to finish off, thanks so much, Colm, for coming down tonight. We really appreciate it. So just finally here, lads, ladies and gentlemen, just a few thank yous in general here. Just thanks to our previous committee led by Chairman Jerry Gillogly, Secretary Keith Conifrey and Treasurer Mary Howard, and the executive. Great work, everyone. So thanks so much for all the work you put in over the years. Thanks to all our sponsors, no matter how big or small, everything's really appreciated, especially now that it's so expensive to run a club. Thanks to Terry Williams, who as usual has come up chumps with photographs, slideshow tonight and video and matches during the year. So brilliant work as always, Ted. So much appreciated. Thanks to Willie Donnellan for coming earlier and facilitating us and taking the photographs. A big thanks to all our new committees. The Park Committee, the Social Media Committee, the Finance Committee. There's children work going on behind the scenes, and we have serious development plans in place led by Park Committee Chairman Conor Bohan. Thanks also to one of our previous chairman, Noel Short, who spearheaded who spearheaded the AstroTurf development, which has been absolutely brilliant over the last number of years, especially when the weather is so bad during the winter. So thanks to Noel and our previous committee for spearheading that. That's all the shorts banging the tables there. So, just finishing off again, this night wouldn't be possible without our dinner dance committee. So, namely, Mary Howard, Mary O'Brien, Mary Mitchell, Edel McLaughlin, David Charles. And thanks to Rachel McIntyre and Diane on social media for just pushing the whole lot and bringing the attention to the general public. So, thanks so much for that. And just best of luck to Rachel tomorrow with Leitrim senior ladies. They're playing against against Sligo and Elfin at 2 o'clock tomorrow in the semi-final. So good luck, Rachel. Again, thanks to Colm and Parry for coming down here tonight, and Declan Bohan from the County Board as well for joining us. Thanks to the band also who are ready to go. Thanks to the hotel here for providing a wonderful meal and been so helpful over the last number of weeks, and to our neighbour Ciara, always on hand to help out. I suppose after a wonderful reunion last year here, it was a no-brainer whether to come here or not. So it was definitely on the cards. So thanks so much to the Brefni Arms. And again, just thanks so much to the players for providing us with such entertainment and excitement during the year. It was a year, I don't know, I know we won a senior championship in 2000, and honestly, the day walking out of Ballinamore after beating Carnacastle more than even the county final was something else. I just wanted to think, and I haven't even this wrote down, so this is off the cuff here. I was up in the press box that day against Carnacastle doing a bit of commentary for Aughavas GAA, and Michael Flood turned around to me after Darren Shaw scored the last point to go 2 up in injury time, and Michael Flood had the fists up like this. So Michael Flood has supported Aughavas for 60, 70 years, and he's still so staunch and so vibrant about the club. So that's what a small club is all about. It means so much to Michael Flood and to me and to all the players. So thanks so much to all the players. You've given us hours and hours of entertainment. I know you broke our hearts at times, and you will again. But lads, thanks so much. It's all right having a club, but the club is all about your first team, your senior team. All right, everything's geared towards your senior team. You have under 9s, under 11s. They're all geared to getting up to play senior football, and that's what the end goal is. So thanks so much, lads. You don't understand how much it means, but to me standing up here, lads, you mean the world to us, lads. And let's try and stay in Division 1, lads. Stay in Division 1, and let's have a right crack at the Intermediate Championship. There's no doubt, if we get everyone on the field at the one time for the championship, lads, we can take it. And as Colm said, we'll be back here in March again with another big night out. All right? Just thanks so much to the supporters. The supporters, you know, with the same people here tonight. If we had a game tomorrow, they'll be there tomorrow again. So I know it's really, as David Charles said, it's really tight knit. But everyone supports each other, and we all get on so well. So thanks so much to the supporters for supporting tonight, number 1. And again, let's push on the team to get to the next level as a club and as supporters. So thanks so much for that. It's really appreciated by the club. Lastly, we have a new committee in place, so I'd just like to thank our Secretary Mary O'Brien. She's doing absolute soldier work, and my sister Mary Howard as treasurer, doing great work. Nobody knows what goes on behind the scenes, and I was chairman 15 years ago, and it wasn't anything like this. So, and it's gone to a different level. So it's nearly half a job at this stage. So thanks so much to all our committees, and Mary again. So thanks so much for all your work. And just the last thing I'm going to say is, Aughavas GAA. Thank you. So enjoy the rest of the night, and the most important thing is stay at home, everyone. Thanks very much.
Gone are the days of the ivory towers, butterfly kisses and analog flowers, wandering eyes watching over the trees, screaming internally. There you are, with those Jezebel eyes, there you are. Not a cloud in your skies, there you are. With 100 degrees, singing diamonds and roses, and everything's golden, but that doesn't matter to me. Love letters written with programmed affection, poisonous whispers and data collection. Garden of Eden, Guantanamo Bay, hanging on holy days. There you are, those Jezebel